everyone, Sam here, your mother of Valkyries and your one and only host of the Sword and the Ribbon podcast. This week, my friend Jenna is joining me on the podcast. Jenna is a certified integrative nutrition health coach, certified personal trainer, and is certified in change psychology from Precision Nutrition. She runs her own coaching business called Coaching You and does body work in the form of kinesthetic stretching. She believes in whole health coaching, so taking a look at a person as a whole, covering topics like mindset, environment, relationships, movement, and nutrition. Hey, Jenna.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
I'm super excited. This feels like old times, such nostalgia for us.
So for our listeners, Jenna and I, we just figured it out over like 6 years ago. We had a podcast called The Healthy Fix. I really don't know if you can find it anymore.
I don't know either, but you know what? What I did find the other day, and I wish I had it, I left it over at a friend's house. I did find my water bottle that has our logo on it.
Oh my God. Okay, I need to like dig that up. I know that's somewhere in my Canva.
Yeah, it's great. I was like, it just brought me back, and then yeah, here we are.
all the old times. So we covered health, fitness, mindset. So this is literally like 2.0. So other than your whole big intro I gave you, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself. Like, what would your dust jacket say about you?
So first of all, I hold the title of mom. That is the thing that I hear the most every single day, but it's the one that I hold pride in because, you know, being a mom is just, it's crazy, it's sane, but so amazing to be a mom. But yeah, I am a mom of two beautiful boys, toddlers right now. Can't wait to get out of that stage. And then, yeah, certified integrative nutrition coach. I do a lot of body work as well. I'm actually going to be going here just because one of my values that I have is always learning. So I'll be going back to school to be a licensed massage therapist and to work, more on sports massage, which I'm super excited to do. And that's kind of where going in from kinesthetic stretching, that's just a natural progression to go to LMT. And then let's see. Also, sober sister. I've been sober for over almost 6 years now, which is crazy too. And then let's see. I train in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and MMA. Got really beat up today, actually. So I'm hoping that I don't have some cauliflower ear past today. Oh, yeah. So a little sensitive on the ear today. But I love mobility work. I love all things healthy. I also love my chocolate chip cookies too. So you got to have balance.
Yeah. Chocolate chip cookies are pretty superior. Yep. Those were my emotional support cookies reading Crescent City 3.
So yesterday I was reading the book and there was some Oreos on the counter and I was like, mine. Those are mine right now. I need these.
Yes. All the emotional support cookies.
Oh yeah. It was, this book.
Yes, exactly. That's all we can say, really. So before we share your story, I have a couple fun questions for you.
I'm really pumped on this right now.
So am I. So I know you love Buffy, and I'm going to totally call you out on this one because I have the memory. Jenna and I have been friends for way too long. Too many years.
Since second grade.
Yes, second grade. And I don't remember which grade it was, but for Halloween, you went as Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my God, I don't even remember that.
You had a red coat and you had go-go boots, and I was obsessed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How do I not have a picture of that? I feel like, you know what? This Halloween.
You need to revive it because I had such a vivid memory and us running down Gwen Street, my street, and you in your boots running. Like, that is such a vivid memory.
I do have memory of those go-go boots for sure. I love those go-go boots. They were awesome.
You wore them not a handful, a lot. You wore them a lot.
I feel like we should just revive go-go boots in general. I feel like that should totally be the vibe of 2024.
I agree. Okay, so back to the main event. Who would you pick? Angel or Spike?
Okay. So I thought about this. 23andMe, Spike, all the way. Bad boy. Hell yeah. Love the vibe. 33-year-old me, No, Angel, I want loyalty, I want security, like that's where I'm at, okay? Spike, you gotta go. I'm not 23 anymore. I'm 33. I need loyalty. I need, like foundation, security. That's where I'm at.
Completely fair. I thought you were gonna take it like the meme that everyone's like, Angel or Spike? Why aren't we talking about Giles? And I was like, oh no, are you gonna take this to the Giles thing?
I mean, yeah, he can totally be my pool boy. I mean, you can look, just don't touch.
Fine. Fair enough. So what is your favorite meal to cook?
So my biggest thing right now is very simple ingredients, but very fresh ingredients. So I love this pasta sauce that I make. It's super simple. It's garlic, cherry tomatoes, basil, Parmesan, salt, and pepper. You make a sauce out of that, and then you slap it on some pasta, and you're good to go. It's delicious. It's easy, and it's fresh, and yeah, I love it. Also, I make a really amazing porcini risotto with a balsamic glaze on top. And so that is just decadent. I can only have that so many times in a month because it's just so rich, but that's like next level stuff too.
So I'm going to ask this because I know that all the Valkyries listening are going to ask it too. Do you have these recipes posted anywhere?
I can definitely post these recipes. Actually, I'll probably make this dish, the cherry tomato dish, this week or something like that, and I will do a reel on it. And so you can just go to Instagram, Coaching Jenna, and you can see it there.
Perfect, because I know someone's gonna just yell into the Discord void. Okay, as a fellow Harry Potter fan, tell the listeners your house, wand, Patronus, and what pet you would pick to take with you.
So first of all, I am like 82% done with the actual game on Xbox, by the way. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. It fills all of my necessities for Harry Potter. But then I was like, well, I needed like I picked some of the stuff, but because I wanted to. Like, of course, I'm going to pick Slytherin because I just want to be a badass. But like in terms of like actual traits of like who I am as a person and I thought this was great. So I went on to the Hogwarts realm thing that you're supposed to do, right? This is how I got this information. So Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff.
Really?
Yeah. Shit you not. I'm a Hufflepuff.
Our entire podcast team is Hufflepuff.
That's phenomenal. Okay, sign me up. When's our next meeting? My wand is ebony. And this is the one that I was like, okay, I can get down with this. I totally resonated with it. My Patronus is a nightjar. And a nightjar is a creature who finds comfort in adversity. And I was like, that is me to a T.
Yes.
Sign me up for all the like hardships in life and I will get through them.
Yes.
And then an owl. Owl. Definitely an owl. Yeah. Who would pick a rat?
No.
Or a toad. Come on.
Poor Neville.
Yeah, poor Neville. Come on, Neville. I think though he was like that was a hand-me-down, so can't really like blame him on that one. But yeah.
It wasn't fully his fault, but oh man, I definitely would have pegged you as a Gryffindor. Growing up, full on, like I would have said Gryffindor.
I think just like moving into adulthood. Like you go through those stages of life where you want to be a Slytherin, you want to be a badass, and you want to like fuck people up, and then you want to be a Gryffindor, like out on the soccer field and be the leader and stuff. But like nowadays, like let's kick it back, like let's be intelligent, like just like read all day, like I'm down for it, like I'm here.
As I'm like, no, I'm still good to just run right into action without thinking. That's fine.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a certain level of that for sure, always in me. But yeah, Hufflepuff. Yeah, I just wanna show.
Understandable. We'll move on to another fandom series. What is your favorite SJM series?
Can you guess?
It's gonna be ACOTAR.
No, Crescent City.
Oh, I did not see that one coming.
Okay, Bryce is my girl. Like, hands down, like, I love that bitch. Like, she's a baddie, and I'm here for it. And she just, like, yeah, she has her doubts and stuff, but like the way that she just like commands herself and is like, nah, I'm not gonna take your shit. Like, you know that she's a ride or die, and that's who I want.
Yeah, okay. I can see that because knowing you through these decades, oh,
Oh, that would hurt. Don't say that. Don't say that.
But knowing you through the decades, like I can see how you like equate to Bryce. And wait, don't you have a tattoo, ride or die?
I definitely have a ride or die tattoo. Too many skulls to count. That is, yeah, ride or die. I do have that tattoo on me. So Bryce would be my ride or die for sure.
You're very like Bryce Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Crescent City for sure. Now, don't get me wrong. Like all the Akatar, absolutely amazing, except the first one, like meh. But like the rest after, absolutely amazing. Loved it. Just it really kickstart like my love of reading again. So very thankful for that series for sure.
Yeah. And then on the note of Akatar, which court would you want to live in?
Okay, let's be real, y'all. Like, obviously, summer court, like, beautiful, awesome. But you know, when autumn comes around, everyone's down for, pumpkin spice lattes and fall, decor and all that shit. So, your girl's there.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
But like, you are very fiery, so it makes sense that you would be more like in autumn court.
Yes, this is true. This is very much true. I don't know about this Hufflepuff thing. I don't know. I think I need to go back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I can see the Hufflepuff, but I can see the Gryffindor a lot.
Yeah, I don't know about this. For sure the Nightjar and the Ebony, but I don't know. I gotta go back to this Hufflepuff. All right.
You need to take the extended test that has like all that like tells you the percentages, because like I don't remember my percentage, but I know my second house is Slytherin, and I know that's not normally the right combination of Gryffindor Slytherin, but I have a lot of Slytherin.
I feel that's the thing is I feel like I would be for sure, Gryffindor, but let me tell you, like you cross me, I'm gonna slither in your ass. Like
yeah,
done. Homie don't play like that. So yeah.
I could see maybe like a Gryffindor Hufflepuff hybrid. A Gryfflepuff.
Gryfflepuff?
Gryfflepuff? I don't know. That sounds like a creature. I don't know.
I feel like I would be Slaydor.
Sounds like Hodor. That was a sad one. Sorry.
So definitely Autumn Court.
Okay. Well, which Archeron sister would you be?
Can you guess this one too?
Yes. I already know this one. This is Nesta.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
She's great. I think I really resonated with Nesta because of just like how would you say it? Like she was like no one understood her kind of thing. Like right in the beginning, like no one really understood her. She went through this like crazy like moment in her life where just everything like went upside down. She had no idea like who she was as a person. And then she slowly had these trials and tribulations that she was able to evolve her character and evolve her as a person. And then she finally just like got the confidence to like be this badass. And even like going into this new book, Crescent City 3, and I'm only like 200 pages in, so don't even say anything. But like seeing her with Bryce in the cavern and stuff, and like how Bryce sees her as a badass, like totally love how that crossover and just two badasses like coming together and feeling each other out. I loved it.
So good. And I can't say anything else. I can't divulge more. I can't talk about it. This episode is sponsored by Workshop. Why work out when you can work out? Training in your Illyrian leathers sounds gross, hot, and terrible, so why not do it in a lightweight, breathable, and fucking cool outfit? Enter Workshop, and that's Workshop with an E. Workshop is about embracing your individuality and feeling great while working out. Whether you are training to climb the mountain, taking a Taylor Swift yoga class, or running out to grab matcha, they've got you covered. If you're a romantasy lover like me, my favorite outfits are those that step off the page and into reality. From unicorns and elves to gargoyles and phoenixes, and even from dragons to pirates, Workshop has an outfit for every fantasy trope. All their products are made in-house in their small studio outside of Los Angeles, California. In an effort to fight fast fashion, they keep inventory tight and make everything in small batches. The owner, Tina, designs everything by hand, making sure the designs are one of a kind, just like you. My favorite sets, in no particular order, obviously the Valkyrie and Athena sets, Featherlight Bells and Tank and Pit Viper to channel your inner Viper Queen, athleisure leggings and Tank in moon phases in case you're flying to the night court, and of course, the brand new Dragon Rider set for all those who are trying to train their dragon. You can head to workshop.com, and that's WERK shop.com, and use my code BODYSEMANTICS for 10% off. So, jumping into telling your story, how did you get into health coaching?
That's a really great question. I think it was just a progression of my life and where I was and what I wanted out of my life. So again, I had mentioned that I'm a sober sister. I've been sober for almost 6 years. It definitely would have been longer, but I was living in Germany and I really wanted to try German beers. So that happened. And then even before that, I had some dabbling in, way too much alcohol and drugs and stuff. And it was just this progression, like going through that phase of life. And I always knew that this was not the life that I wanted to live, that I wanted to have those healthy habits. I wanted to be a healthy person. I wanted to thrive. I wanted to feel good in my body, and both physically and mentally. And so just the way that my life kind of ended up moving to Germany, my husband, he was a private contractor for the military at the time. And so that's why I moved to Germany. And being there, I couldn't really work on the economy, nor could I work on base. So I had to figure out what to do with myself. And it was a perfect time to really delve deep in terms of like the path that I wanted and like what I wanted to live by. And really, like, I thought about it. So I used to be a bartender and I used to work in the tech industry, and it just was not how I wanted to present myself in life. And so I was like, well, like, what is it that I want? Like, I've always been into sports, love sports, played soccer, basketball, baseball, diving, you name it, there for it. And then I got into CrossFit, of course, just natural progression of everyone. But it felt right. Like, nutrition, eating well, and then just the evolution of being a health coach. Just that is how I kind of got into it. I wanted to be a better version of myself and then show people that they have the ability to change just like I did. So that's why I got into health coaching.
That was like 6 years ago, right? 7 years ago? I just saw the post. I can't remember now.
Yeah. So I got my certification from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition like 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. I have to look at my LinkedIn because that's the only thing that keeps the score for me. Like, forget it. So yeah, like 6 or 7 years ago, which is crazy in itself. And then from there, you just kind of start to accumulate all the other certifications. So
yeah. So which other certifications do you have?
I have a certification from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition as a certified integrative nutrition health coach. Say that 5 times fast. And then I have a certification in personal training and nutrition from ISSA. I have a certification from Precision Nutrition as a nutrition coach and in change psychology. And then I also am certified in the theory and practice of stretching, applied stretching theory and practice. I don't know why they worded it that way, but yes, I have that. And then I'll be hopefully going back to school in the spring to be an LMT. So the reason why I went into the kind of more body work is just really to be more of a roundhouse. And I already have the nutrition aspect of it. I've already gone through the change psychology, and now I'm just really going more through the body and learning more about the body because everything is all connected.
And I've watched the progression of you.
Yeah.
So it's been so like as your friend and as I don't want to say outsider, but just from the outside view, like watching your progression and your whole story is so incredible.
It's really funny because I don't know who it was, but I was on a radio show not too long ago, and the lady, amazing lady here in the Central Oregon area, and she like asked me a question, because she was so taken aback by my story. And I was like, I don't know, I just did it. Like, you know, you just, in those moments, you do those things because like it makes sense. And it's like you get pushed against a corner or a wall and you're like, well, I just did it because that was the next step. Like I had to go somewhere. And so I did it. And so it doesn't feel like when you say, you know, outside looking in like, oh, like all these amazing things that you've done, I'm like, I had no choice. Like not that I had no choice, but like I had to make a choice, and that was what it was.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm flashing back because apparently I hold the memory bank in this friendship.
Again, mom brain, drug brain, can't.
Yeah, we won't dive into like our whole like friendship story because it's too. Yeah, we don't have enough time for that.
That's a podcast and a half.
Yeah, that's its own whole season. But through the years, through the decades of...
Can you stop saying that?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to strike home that, like, we've known each other for so long. But, like, just from grade school to high school to college, after college, becoming more adult and all these decisions and life choices that you've made, like, it's incredible to watch, like, your whole progression and how you got here and, like, moving to Germany. Like, that was insane to me. And then, like, you got into health, like all the health and nutrition. And then I remember when you told me you were pregnant, I was so shocked. And like just how you've grown and evolved as a human is just so incredible.
You know, growing up in like the private Catholic school and K through 12th grade, they teach this like very linear line of like, this is what you're supposed to do and this is how you're supposed to turn out, and then everything will be good and stuff. And I'm here to tell people like, fuck that. It's okay to not have that linear line and to mess up and to learn and to grow and to evolve, because if you take that linear line, well, it might be great and it might be the safe choice and you'll be successful and be happy and awesome and cool. You also might not too. You might miss out on those experiences that you really wanted to do because you were so wrapped up in this linear line of having to do this certain thing at this certain time. And I think that for a lot of people like me, there's like this guilt associated with not following that linear line and thinking like, oh man, like I didn't do the right thing and I had to go through all these hardships. But man, it is just as beautiful.
It wouldn't have made you as who you are. Like, I mean, to like the old adage, like it just wouldn't make you who you are today. You wouldn't have all these experiences. You wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to connect with somebody in a different way. You wouldn't have connected with certain characters in your books. Like, we'll just keep beating it over the head. It's just incredible.
Well, thank you. I'm trying not to cry.
And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, we're going to keep boosting you up. You've written a few ebooks about cycle syncing and then a Valkyrie recipe ebook.
Yeah. So the cycle syncing, I think... I just don't know how we don't know these things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, being like a woman and like not having like there should be an entire semester of this cycle and just like women, you know, cycle and learning about it and like how to eat and how to take care of your body and all the emotions. So yeah, this ebook is just to like shine a light. It's not to get down into the nitty gritty. Like I always tell my clients, like if you got something going on, go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. They're going to be the first and foremost. If you go to a naturopath, even better, because it will take a little bit more of a holistic side to it. And I think that is something that's really important to a lot of us these days. But yeah, it's just to like let you know like how to take care of your body, when to slow it down, when to ramp it up, when to like understand like you're going to be more social at this time and it's okay to be a cave dweller at this time. Like there's so many phases with us and, you know, within us that, you know, it's okay to be different people at different times because of the fact that this is what's going on inside us. And so to embrace that fact. And then obviously there's a nutrition aspect of like what to eat and stuff like that. So that's the cycle syncing ebook. Again, it's actually a lot in there because there's a lot of information in there. Like, I think it's like 46 pages. Don't let that be daunting to you, but it's just really great information. And then the Valkyrie ebook is so great. I love it. It is a high protein based meal plan, and it talks about my favorite thing when it comes to eating, and that's hand-sized portions. I talk a little bit about it just because I don't know about you, but counting calories and putting that shit into an app every single day hurts me so much.
Well, as a trainer, I don't count, so I don't know how to count. So yeah, I'm never counting shit.
There was a really funny, I was watching a video, one of the training programs I'm going through, and he's like, fast feet eat. And I was like, hell yeah, because
What is
no,
that?
fast feet eat. Like, the more you move, the more that you can like eat and fuel yourself and stuff. And I was like,
Okay.
yes, because I love to eat, and to like do the whole calorie counting thing is just, first of all, it's too much. And then second of all, it's just really bad like behaviors. It can amount to really bad like obsessive behaviors. So I wanted something where people can use their hands, use hand-sized portions, make it really easy on themselves to hit their goals basically without it just being this daunting thing. But I really liked fast feet eat because it just was like if you move your body, like you get to eat. And not to say that like I don't want you to like overtrain yourself so that way you can eat whatever you want. Like there's like a whole thing on that. But I thought it was really funny the other day. I was like, fast feet eat. And I was like going super fast. I was like, yes, yeah, I'm gonna eat today.
I have not heard that. I just don't delve into the nutrition side all that much.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Do you have other books?
Yeah. I mean, I have I think a Mediterranean one. I have a vegan, like plant-based one out there. You can find them all on my website. And really they're kind of templates. They're more recipe books than anything. And yes, I give you like a 4-week meal plan, but it's really just kind of giving you inspiration. They're all $7, which I was like, I'm not going to charge people this extravagant amount of money for ebooks. Like, I just want to give you a little bit of inspiration and get a little money from, my hard work and putting, thought into this. But it's there for you to see how you can put meal plans together and organize your life, but you don't have to follow them verbatim. I think a lot of people get hung up on this like all or nothing attitude of like when they don't do everything to a T, it's like, oh, I'm out. I might as well just eat all the cake now, which there's nothing wrong with eating cake. I literally had like a half a slice last night off of like this huge slice. And when I mean half a slice, it's like a big piece of cake. So it was a lot of cake.
How very Nesta of you.
She's my spirit animal. But there's just like this balance. Like, it's okay. And that even goes back to the cycle syncing. Like, it's okay to have that piece of chocolate when you're like feeling moody AF. Our body is wanting it, our emotions are wanting it. But here's the thing, like the next day, if you like have quelched that desire, awesome, great. But like keep going, keep chipping away at your goals. Like, even if you like quote unquote like messed up, which no one really messes up, like it's fine. Like, keep going the next day, 1% better. If that means instead of not eating 5 Oreos and just eating 3 Oreos because you still need that in your life, awesome. That's still 1% better. Like, pat yourself on the back. It's awesome.
We keep talking about this like in the podcast, in Discord, like don't beat yourself up over it. Don't like break the toxic fitness culture, the toxic diet culture of, like you said earlier, it's not linear. Fitness and health should not be linear. You change from day to day, especially being people who experience a cycle. Like you change constantly.
Yeah. And with that being said, though, like on a same note, again, it's just not a linear thing. And there's so many ways to look at this. Like, if you have a health goal in mind, like stick to it, like be committed, have that consistency. And if Oreos are not a part of that, like don't make it a part of that. Like, if you want to thrive, I mean, if you want that achievement in your life, like go for it, like 110%. And, if Oreos aren't in it, but JoJo's from Costco that are absolutely amazing, delicious, are part of it because they are healthier, hells to the yes.
I love that Trader Joe's This episode's not sponsored by Trader Joe's, but we're going to say it.
Yeah. But there's also a level of like, if you have a goal in mind, like do it. Like, don't half-ass it. Like, if you're having that day where you don't feel like doing something, or if you feel like you want to eat like shit, remind yourself of that goal. Like, if that's what you want, go for it. Do it 110%, because at the end, then you can even the Oreo high is not going to match what you will feel at the end. Like, what you feel at the end and that achievement is going to be 10 times absolutely amazing. You just have to hold out on that self-gratification.
Are you really sure you're not a Gryffindor? Because that was all just like Gryffindor speak right there.
I don't know, man. I'm a chameleon. Can I just like be in each house each semester? Like one house per semester? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
We'll do a whole rotation.
Oh, sweet. A little bit.
So we talked about a bit how you became a coach, and then we lightly touched on like that turning point. Like, when did you know this was the direction you were meant to head in?
I think for me, it was kind of like when I had like this relapse moment, and like, we're going to get real personal here. My husband, I don't even know if I think we were engaged, and he like looked at me, he's like, man, like I love you, but like this can't happen anymore. And when I say relapse, like alcohol, drugs and stuff like that, not like crazy hardcore, but enough for it to like make a really big impact. And I had like one or two moments of that and during my like relapse moment, and he was like, you know, I love you, but this can't happen again. And that was like, first of all, he's my person. I dated a bunch of douchebags, and this one, like, great credit score. And second of all, he just had the biggest heart. And I was like, there's no effing way that I'm going to willingly screw up my life and lose him again, or lose him at all. So I said, like, okay, like, that's it. All right, I'm done. And here we are 6 years later, going on which will be the rest of my life, because again, it's not worth it. And I just didn't want to feel that guilt and that shame in me. And I wanted to be able to, because I already saw like in me the ability to change. And I wanted to be able to be that example for other people, because it's really hard. It's really hard to change, and it's really hard to see that inspiration, and to know that besides like movie stars and stuff, like there's normal people that can like be inspiring and have that, you know, for people. So I don't know, you just see like a lot of people, like things about movie stars being sober and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, awesome, great, that is absolutely amazing. But there's also normal people next door that have that same story too. So not to like diss on movie stars or celebrities, but sometimes they're too glorified for me.
No, it's nice to hear when, you know, I don't want to say average Joe, but when you see someone you know go through it, or you just, I really don't want to say average Joe, and I can't think of a better word.
Yeah, so when you say average Joe, all I want to do is dip, dodge, duck, dive, dodge.
I know, that's what I keep thinking too, and I'm like, that's not what I want.
But yeah, your average, normal, day-to-day
person,
neighbor next door, yes.
I mean, I remember when you first moved to Oregon, and you told me you moved to Oregon, and I have very weird memories. I'm so sorry. It's like a whole new experience for you. You're like, what are these things you're saying? But I remember, like, we were on the phone, we were talking, you were like, I moved to Oregon. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm heading up there, we'll see each other. And then I remember your mom came on the phone. I mean, this was normal for us, for as long as I can remember. Your mom always came on the phone. Standard Rayanne. But I remember just talking to her, and she like went off on just a total mom tangent of just, I'm so proud of our girl. She's home, and she was so proud of you, like just turning everything around and just heading into this new direction in your life. And that always stuck with me, I think, because Rayanne didn't always show that side.
And that would be a whole nother podcast again.
Yeah, like it was just that I remember very distinctly. And like, you don't, to your point of like, you don't hear celebrities, like you don't hear their best friend telling their side. And you're like, I watched this whole journey, this whole thing happen. You don't hear their parent come in and go, this happened.
Yeah. Different bag. I totally know I know what you're saying.
Well, we'll kind of stay in this, but what is something you recommend a friend could do when they see someone in a similar struggle to yours?
So I've been through my struggle, and then I've seen other people and be that friend. And one of the biggest things is just to like let them know that you're there. It doesn't matter if you doing something doesn't necessarily have to happen. Like if you just say like, I'm here for you, like whenever you need it, call me, I'm there, like no judgment. It's really hard to say because like sometimes people just really fuck up and they continue to fuck up, and then just it's this never ending cycle. But and I feel like you have those people, and then you have people like me, like who've gone through it a couple times, yes, and had to learn, yes, but like here I am, like I'm putting in the work, like I want this, versus some other people sometimes just get too caught up in it for whatever reason. But always just being there and saying like, hey, like if you need it, I'm here for you. Just being supportive. You don't have to like take this huge extra measure to like, help navigate their life. Like you don't have to do that. Like they need to figure that stuff out. And it's just like, maybe even slipping in a suggestion here or there, but just be there. Just be supportive. That's the best thing you can do.
And being patient.
Yeah, I'm being patient. Again, it's one of those things that people really just have to go through it, have to go through the bullshit and go through everything that they have to go through in order for them to learn and for it to really just like click in their head. Otherwise, you telling them what to do, people are just being like, okay, yeah, cool.
Well, we'll use this as our segue into Nesta's journey and like the amount of times that Reese and Feyre and everyone was telling her to stop and pull it together. And how did Nesta's journey and specifically those pieces like impact you? And
yeah, I mean, gosh, I feel like I mirror her to some extent. Like yes, I have you as a friend and stuff, but like the people that I was around were not necessarily the greatest people. So telling me to knock it off and stuff, they were just more of encouragers and stuff. So gosh, if I had someone like saying, hey, like a sister saying, hey, like knock this off, gosh, that would have been maybe a whole lot easier. But again, Nesta still said F you to Feyre and was like, no, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And then she, had like the work to order type deal from Feyre, like, you gotta work your way out of this. And those goddamn steps, like I resonated so much with Nesta and those goddamn steps, just trying to get through life and figure it out and falling on your ass and trying to, get back up and go back up the stairs. Yeah, like Sarah, did you just like read into my life?
I'm curious because like your journey started happening around health and fitness of like this turnaround. Was that mirrored well for you in Akasif?
If you read it closely, some of my recipes come from that book. And I mean, yeah, I think there is like this really good example of like health and fitness in there. I feel like there was, train hard, eat well, sleep well, drink well, fuck well, like you name it, do it all well in the healthiest possible way. And I mean, even read well was in there. So yeah, I think it was just a really great example of here's the way to live. We know that this is true. We know that this is going to lead you to a healthy life. We know this is going to lead you to a happy life. And look what happened to Nesta. She got a man. Yeah, she got a gal. Like she got her friends, right? She got a posse. She got a community out of it, right? She got better relationships with the people around her, better relationships with even herself. So if you do all those things, which again, this is how I teach my clients the whole health coaching, better relationships with yourself, better mindset, eating well, moving well, all those things, you're going to have a healthier life.
That was just so well put.
Yeah. Gryffindor all the way, baby.
Oh, yeah, I would say that's all Gryffindor right there. So we're going to shift gears a bit because you mentioned earlier about habits are part of your coaching business. How do you guide people into creating a new habit?
You got to pick a goal first and foremost. Whatever that goal is, whether it be you want to run more, whether you want to work out more, whether you want to eat more or eat better. Eat more is still good. I love to eat more. Whatever it may be, it's taking that goal and breaking it down into micro steps. And that's how you create habit, routine, stuff like that.
Would it be like 10,000 steps?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you know how hard it is to get 10,000 steps in a day?
We are going to have a podcast on that.
Yeah. Like I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, I felt like I did like 6 million loads of laundry. How did I not get 10,000 steps today?
So yeah, in just regular flat steps. Yes. Are you still on Apple or are you on Android?
I'm still on Apple, even though I'm very much Microsoft Surface.
Okay. There's an app called Fantasy Hike. And it's only for Apple users, so I'm sorry to all of our listeners. But you can walk to Mordor. So it counts your steps. And I downloaded it right at the end of the year. It's going to take a long time to walk to Mordor.
You got me. I'm downloading that shit right now.
My estimated arrival time, and it's taking an average of my current steps in a day, it says I will get there June 9th. 2025.
I got some walking to do.
Yeah, I did. I knocked out a bunch in Europe and then I came home and got sick.
Wait, so hold on. Is this like from your location, if you were to like start in Pleasanton and walk your way to Mordor, or if I lived back in Germany, it would have been a different like step count?
No, this is taking you from the Shire all the way to Mordor, that exact mileage. It's adding up all those steps.
Because I was about to move back to Germany. I was like,
no. But it just takes your steps, and it's a fun, like, different way. Because yes, looking at 10,000 steps in a day can be a lot. It can be daunting. Not a staircase of 10,000 steps, but like it's just a fun way. And when I was teaching in person, I would hit 10,000 steps a day because I anxiously pace back and forth.
Yeah, especially the Greek classes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just running around in between machines, doing all the things. And then I would hit it within the first like 4 hours of the day. And I'm like, well, I'm done. And now I'm exhausted.
It sucks because like during jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and MMA, I can't have my Apple Watch on me.
Oh yeah, because it'll rip right off.
Yeah, it will hurt. And so it doesn't, and like on Mondays are my double days. And so Mondays and Wednesdays. So like I know I'm like killing it, but my watch says like 400, calories and like, 6,000 steps. I'm like, ugh. So I'm like trying to shift my mindset. Like that shit doesn't count. Like you're good. Like it's just a number, but it's nice to like see those things. So now what I do, and okay, so to go back to the habits, first of all, Atomic Habits by James Clear, absolutely amazing. But his habit journal is even better. So I have his habit journal. Yeah, it's really great. So there's a line a day. There's a section for a line a day. You just write in a line, a sentence every day, which I think is absolutely amazing. You should see some of the things I say. We shall not air them. But then also in the back of it, it's like a monthly calendar and you can just mark off your habits. Like, did you move today? Yes. So I'm trying to get into like this. Okay, I moved. That is good. I moved, right? Like, like that? That's a mark. That's a step in the right direction, literally. So, yeah.
So I've also seen, because I work within Notion a lot, that's where I keep my brain, like a quarter of it. The rest is still circling in the cloud up there.
You know what? That's what you are. Your spirit animal or your spirit object is a pensive.
Oh, I was going to say I remember all. Yeah, pensive would be better.
You're pensive. That's exactly what you are.
Yeah. That was good. I'm going to run home and tell Mark, I'm a pensive. He's like, whatever. Anyway, so Notion, I've seen a lot of templates of it, of like, just like daily checklists.
Yeah.
And like the move a day is one little checkbox. And I know like, I've seen it in our Discord, like some of the Valkyries have been putting our daily workouts into their checklist. And like, it's what I'm trying to get at is like, how, like, is this Atomic Habits, like their journal and doing checklists, like, is that very helpful to creating habits and keeping those habits?
Yeah. So specifically in terms of visualization. So that's why I hate my Apple Watch now, because I know I just want to throw it off my window here. It's the visualization of making that mark and checking that day off and seeing the repetitiveness is what keeps you, for lack of better words, motivated. I hate using the word motivated because it's a very fickle thing. We know that action creates motivation. If you did not know that, action creates motivation. And then therefore, if you become unmotivated, you don't just do it. My Nike got it right. Just do it.
Just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it. So motivation is very fickle, but so if you are able to, visually see your habits and marking it off, you have this accomplishment every day, right? Like you're able to be like, okay, and you can even put on there, as dumb as it may sound, make your bed or brush your teeth. If you can get down those like core habits that, is so totally ingrained in us, and it's, without a doubt, you've already done it. But even just like marking that off can be such an accomplished feeling for anyone. So if you're having that trouble of being motivated and feeling like you're not doing anything and you're not a contributing member to society and you're just a blob, like put on there, like brush my teeth. I know you're going to do it. You know you're going to do it. Unless you don't do it, well, then you should probably put it on there. But, right? Like put it on there and check it off. And that will make you feel good. And that will make you want to continue to check off all those other boxes for that day and moving forward.
Solid advice.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do.
I think you're here for like the rest of our lives. I don't think you and I are splitting up anytime soon.
Yeah, I think we got at least another several decades.
Sorry. It's more impactful, okay? Rather than me trying to math it, which we don't want to do. So how do you tell people, what do you tell them when they feel like they've missed a day or they've actually think they've fallen off the wagon of their new routine or their habit?
Keep going. Again, it's that all or nothing attitude that people think like, oh man, I missed a day, or great example, right? I got sick, right? Everyone gets sick, right? You're on a challenge, you get sick, the kids bring home all the germs all up on your like face, like it's disgusting, you get sick. And I don't know what it is about being sick and then like getting over sickness and then trying to go back to a workout, but it is the hardest fucking thing to do. It is the hardest fucking thing to do. It's crazy. But I tell myself, this is what I tell myself. I'm like, just do it. You know that you feel good enough, right? You might still have that kind of lingeringness, whatever, but you know it's going to make your body feel good. You know it's going to make you feel good. Yeah, it might suck within the first 5 minutes, but just keep going, because after 5 minutes, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm doing this right now. I'm going to check off that mark today, right? Just keep going. Just do it. It's not the end of the world if you get sick or you partied too much last night or this or that or whatever the case may be. Just keep going. There's no like police that are going to come knocking at your door, the habit police, and they're not going to come knocking at your door and be like, what the fuck are you doing? No one's going to be judging you. The only person that's judging you is yourself. And you know that's the hardest person, right? Like is yourself. Everyone else just wants to cheer you on and have you keep going. And they're going to love you even more and respect you even more if you keep going rather than if you just stop. Not to let anyone's perspective really be a matter of anything, really. But I think that we all have these like situations and scenarios in our head sometimes of like, what about this person or what about me and da 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 da. Like, who the hell cares? Just like keep going, do your thing, go for that goal. Remember that goal that you had in mind. Like, keep going for it.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Escape.
So for one last question, if there was one thing about nutrition you would want everyone to know, what would it be?
There's no magic pill.
Oh, wait, what? kidding.
And contrary to popular belief right now, Ozempic is not it either.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Look, I love modern medicine. There is a time and there is a place for modern medicine. I think that there is a time and a place for things like Ozempic. There is a need for it in the way that it really does help people who have diabetes, right? But here's the thing, like if you were to take that magic pill, whatever it's called, and you think it's going to be this one, one old cure-all type of thing, and then the second that you come off of it and you haven't done the work, you're going to go back to the same place that you were before. So my advice to everyone out there is do the work. Like do the work that you need to do in order to change the person into who you want to be. And that means by moving the weight. You have to think about this in terms of longevity, right? You are not just living for today. You are living for that 90-year-old that you will once eventually see. And do you want that 90-year-old to be stuck on like X, Y, and Z medications, not be able to move, have to be stuck next to an oxygen tank, can't even like get up to like go take their own shit? Like, no, you don't want that, right? So when we talk about today and we talk about the habits and we talk about the lifestyle that is going to benefit you, yes, right now and maybe even the 6 months into the year that you can really actually tangibly see, we're also talking about the longevity of it and the 90-year-old that you will eventually be. And so it is eat whole foods, love, fuck, read those books that you want, right? Have that community, have faith, right? Whatever that might look like. I'm not saying have, like be a Bible thumper, believe, like whatever that might be. If you want to love God, awesome. I'm there for it for you. That's great. If you want to put your faith in the universe, I'm here for it too. You got to have something like that as well. But you have to love and you have to have that community and you have to eat really good food that has really great ingredients in for you. And then you also have to nurture that emotional side and maybe have that piece of cake once in a while too. So think about like just being happy and giving you all the good things that are going to be good for you, like doing those day in and day out. So that way you can live healthy now and you can live healthy when you see 90. Like on my website, it says, I want you to have all the healthy habits that you can't decide what to wear on your 100th birthday. Like, I want you to get there. I want everyone to get to 100 and be able to love and laugh and dance around on their 100th birthday and like be able to do that. Like, that's where we should think about like the things that we do today. Like that should also be in our mindset. So I know that was kind of like a long-winded response there. Especially when it comes to nutrition. You totally asked me about nutrition, but it's not just about nutrition, you guys. It's not just about it. Like, yes, eating is one part of you, but if you can eat all the kale in the world and be the most miserable fuck. Okay?
But I love kale.
That makes one of us, okay?
I really love kale.
I like the baby kales, but look, if you eat all the kale in the world, you can still be the most miserable person. Like it takes a lot of different things to make you happy. And you can't just focus on nutrition. Nutrition is not going to make you happy. It's not like, yes, it might make you feel good. You might look slimmer, which might give you more confidence. But if you still have that poor mindset, if you still have poor relationships, if you don't have the environment that surrounds you as people that love you, community, faith, it's not going to make a difference.
I mean, you're so passionate about it, so I wasn't going to stop you at all. There's my Gryffindor, I know.
I guess I just I get super passionate and worked up about it because, again, it's not this linear thing. It's not this thing that we've all been told. It's not this magic pill. It's so much damn more of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Again, this is why we're friends.
You agree? You must agree with me.
I mean, I already know.
Yeah. I think, for health coaches out there, yeah, we just get so passionate about it because, and it's almost like lack of better words, beating a dead horse, but in like the fun, positive way for us, because we get to talk about it all the time and it's what we want to talk about all the time. So I don't know how to rephrase that and have a better beat the dead horse phrase, but please someone tell me
what that is
whatever
too.
that might be. All right. That's my rant.
Well, you're about to have another one because you are bringing us this week's piece of cauldron blessed wisdom. So you are going to take it away.
Okay. So your cauldron blessed wisdom is to be a pivot queen. Life is full of ups and downs, and that much we know is true. When we are trying our hardest to either establish healthy habits, land a job, create more opportunities for ourselves, or even land a date with that hottie from the coffee shop, you are going to hear a lot of no's. There are many reasons why you will hear no. It's not to say that you are not worthy of what you want. You totally are. It just means that in the eye of the opportunity holder, it wasn't the right fit or the right time, and that's equally okay. Here's another way to think of it. Every no you get is a yes to something else, or rather a clearer path in the direction you are supposed to be headed. Think back on your life. Think about every missed opportunity or lack of adhering to healthy habits that you set yourself up for the new year. Looking back on it, you will see that the missed opportunities show you different doors that could be open. Every healthy habit broken showed you what didn't work for you and your lifestyle. And every no is a yes to something else or data on what doesn't work for you. Most importantly is when you set your hopes up on a certain dream job that you think that will be the best thing for your life, wallet, and mental health, only to get a big fat reject button sent to you in the form of generic email. What you do next will determine your success. Sure, have a pity party for 5 minutes. It sucks to hear no when you've planned how you are going to buy all new clothes, save up for the house that you want, or just be the cool kid on the block. But only let that pity party last for 5 minutes. You are going to hear plenty of more no's until you hear a yes. But only you can determine how long it will take to hear that yes. If you wallow in your self-pity party, coming up with outlandish reasons of why you aren't worthy, you will start to perpetuate those feelings to the point that it will show through with your every opportunity, date, or daily behavior. So while it's good to grieve a little bit, move on fast. Think about how you can pivot and try a new way to get what you want. This is how your success will be determined. So your action item this week is that when you hear a no in whatever you're trying to accomplish, try to remember, first of all, number one, turn up the volume on You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones. Amazing song. And remember, a no to something is a yes to something else. This is my favorite one. Scream pivot like Ross from that Friends episode. And then remind yourself that you are worthy. You can do this by listing all of the amazing attributes, whatever you've accomplished already, and reminding yourself that you will still accomplish more with a better opportunity when it comes your way, after you have continued to put in all the hard work to make it happen. And then last but not least, like my favorite author, Jen Sincero, love yourself like you are the last person on earth.
Well, I think that was wisdom worthy of Dumbledore, and we'll take it to put in the pensive. I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, Jenna.
I loved it. It was like old times. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course. I'm so glad. This was so much fun. And to all our listeners, until next time, remember to be strong, kick ass, and be fucking magical every day. This episode was produced by Bex Castro, Mia Garlock, and Carolyn McMorrin. And special thanks to Jenna for coming on the podcast. You can connect with Jenna on Instagram @coachingjenna or on her website, www.coachingyou.me. Special thank you to Taylor Ash for creating the music of this podcast. And thanks for listening to The Sword and the Ribbon by the Micro Squad. If you're interested in learning more about the Valkyrie Squad, visit us at thevalkyriesquad.com. If you're interested in learning more about the Micro Squad or Geek Gym for a class, visit us at themicrosquad.com. Make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you get your podcasts from so you don't miss out. And if you like this week's episode, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.